Okay, this video is about how to space your letters on the Elna EMB81. So there are three things that I'm doing. The first one is the top left-hand corner, which is just the word cat in a row. The next one is the cat with the letters in a sort of diagonal shape. And the third one is two words, which says cool cat, and something bodged my machine when I did that big capital C, but you can see that they're underneath one another and it was all stitched out in one go. So over to the control panel and I'll try and show you how you do each thing. So I wonder if I can stitch that, set that down so it stays still. Possibly not. Okay, pardon the wobbling. Right, so for lettering you go to the A to Z, choose your letter style and then type in the word that you want. So for the first one I did lots of beeping. That's not the greatest shot, is it? Move along, A, move along, and then T, and then I say OK, and it's ready to stitch out basically. So if I press go now, I'll get that first one where it spaces it and it puts cat just in a row like as if you were writing it. So we're done with that one. If I want to position my letters separately, I need to enter them as separate items. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to enter just the C and I'm going to say OK. Then it thinks I want to stitch that out, but if I go to the edit screen, which is this little grid button on my machine here, this one, if I press that, then on my screen I get something else and it shows me that little box is where that C is going to be. Now using these buttons, these are called my jogger buttons, I can move it right, left, up or down. So if I move it right, see the screen at the same time, so I'm pressing that right arrow, and I can see that now that C is going to stitch out about in the middle of the hoop, left to right, and just above the centre. That cross is your centre line. If I want to add other letters, what I do now is don't leave that screen, but press the letters again, which are up here. It's very dark, isn't it? You know where your letters are. Oh, there we go, look. So I'm going to press the A to Z again, and this time I'm going to choose an A. I mean, you do have the option to change font, change size. I'm just keeping it the same for now. And then I'm going to press OK again. And now this little box comes up on my editing screen, which should do. Where's it gone? It's just one on top of the other. So the one I've just entered, the A, sorry, wobbling, is that box with the band round it, and the dotted box is my previous letter. So if I move this, and what I did for that stitch out was to put them, line them up in little boxes like that. Okay, so I haven't finished because I want a T on my cat, so I'm going back to I'm right-handed, I've got my phone in my left hand. The A to Z, and I'm going to choose my letters again, and this time I'm going to put a T in and press OK, and again it's going to come out in the middle of the screen, I think, so I've got one box on top of another there, which is a bit unfortunate, isn't it? Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. So again, if I move, I'm going to move it right first this time. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing this button here, look, and it's moving my little image to the right. This is the T that's moving now. And I'm going to move it down. And there we go. Now if I think, oh, actually I'd quite like my A somewhere else, I can use these back and forward buttons to change the solid box to one of the other squares. So if I press this one, it has a think, and then it's given me the solid square around the A again. So if I want to, I can reposition that A a little bit. And I think, well, now I've moved that, I need to move my T again. So I'm going to go forward, which is this one. And it has a bit of a think, and now my T is highlighted in solid. Okay. And when you're happy with where it all is, you press the OK button. Once you've pressed that OK button, there is no going back to move the items around, because if I go back into the edit screen now, which if you remember is this one, then you can see that it's now all one big design. So I can't change the spacing of any of it now. So when you add the letters, you have to remember not to press OK. Okay, finished with that design. The other thing I did was I created 2 words, cool cat, and I wanted to position one word in a different place from the other, although I was quite happy for it to just stitch out the word cool and cat in a row according to defaults. So what I did there was a bit of a combo of both those things. So I'm going to choose here. So I'm going to write cool, maybe I'm going to write B, C, that's it. Move over one. Oh,